The following is a World-Class Bullshitters exclusive.
I didn't expect to be talking about Lightyear again so soon. Honestly, I didn't even plan on talking about it ever again. But this is too good to pass up because first the film was a flop in theaters, then it was failing to reach a wider audience on streaming, and now it's restricted to adults in certain parts of the world. Lightyear is truly the most interesting film of 2022, but for all the wrong reasons, and none that would make Disney too happy. If you want to hear a review for Lightyear, don't expect one here because I'm not going to watch that piece of shit. But if you'd like to get caught up on all the Lightyear controversy, check out the video I made around the time of release, which talked about 3 reasons why it failed. Now we've already talked about how it has failed at the box office, but its legacy, well, here's the biggest failure for Lightyear, because this film's going to be remembered, well actually it's not going to be remembered because it's mainly restricted around the world. According to people who have seen the film, the Lightyear same-sex kiss is a blink and you miss it moment. But that moment that you blinked, well, it seems like it's going to be the downfall of Lightyear because people really don't like that scene. Why is a kids movie the battlefield that this battle is being fought on? Children not advised to watch Lightyear. Country gives movie 18+ rating on Disney+. From Walt Disney Pictures and Pixar Animation Studio, Lightyear saw the return of the character Buzz Lightyear, although not as the version that has been seen before, but as the in-franchise fictional version of Buzz Lightyear inside another fictional world. Despite the popularity and enduring love of the Toy Story franchise, director Angus MacLane, it's still funny to me, Angus MacLane's movie failed to deliver at the box office and has since moved on to streaming. Marred with controversy surrounding the inclusion of a same-sex couple in the narrative, the animated film has polarized audiences, with some countries banning the Pixar film altogether in a bid to curb the distribution of LGBTQ+ content. One territory has now rated Lightyear an 18+. On a budget of $200 million, the Pixar movie Lightyear failed to deliver at the box office, with only $246 million netted globally. The poor performance of the popular animation studio has seemingly been connected to the reviews criticizing the movie's story and plot and the market competition. Both blockbusters Top Gun: Maverick and Jurassic World were performing well at the box office at the time, and also its restriction from being released in some international markets due to the inclusion of LGBTQ characters. In fact, the same-sex scene within Lightyear has gained a level of notoriety not usually paired with an animated film of Disney or Pixar standards. It is territories like Egypt, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates in the Arab world that have banned the release of Lightyear, as has Malaysia. China also requested the scene be removed, and in places like Singapore, the film comes with a 16+ age restriction. But one country has topped Singapore's rating, with Malaysia firmly placing the movie in the adult content bracket with an 18+ rating. Variety reports. Deputy Communications and Multimedia Minister Zahid Zainul Abidin revealed that beyond the movie, theaters, and broadcast TV, his powers are limited and do not cover streaming services such as TikTok or Netflix, which are based outside of the country. That appears to leave Disney free to air the movies on the Malaysian version of Disney Plus Hotstar, and has been reported that Lightyear is already on the platform with an 18+ recommendation. And it's not just Lightyear that has been shut out of multiple territories due to its LGBTQ content. Taika Waititi's second outing at the helm of the Thor franchise with Thor: Love and Thunder has been criticized for its inclusion of the LGBTQ characters and nods to the same-sex relationship. There are 2 sides to this topic. The side that wants this and the side that doesn't. But I think the third side, the one that is obviously neglected, is the one that Disney really should have paid attention to. The part of the audience that has no issue with any of the things in the real world, but understands that Disney isn't the place to produce it. When I think of great social change, I don't think of Disney movies. When I think of great advances in animation, I do think of Disney. When I think of wonderful fairy tales and childhood memories, I do think of Disney. When I was a Disney-aged kid, those sort of real-world things weren't thrown at me in Toy Story and the other movies that I liked at the time, Aladdin, The Lion King. When I sat down and watched The Lion King as a kid, I didn't get some allegory about something I didn't understand and then had to have my parent come in and explain to me, confused, what X and Y meant. I do wonder what a lot of parents think. Folks in the chat, if you are a parent, let me know how you handle this with your kids. Do you explain these things to them, or do you not let your kids watch them? Because that's what Disney's doing. It used to be a situation where, oh, it's a Disney movie, I'll let my kid watch it, cool. Now people might screen the Disney movies or not show them to their kids at all. And you can't really get mad at the family because you don't know what the reason is. Some families might be super friendly to all of these causes and stuff, but they just don't want to introduce it to their 5-year-old kid. And I think that's where a lot of people at Disney lost it. You're trying to put stuff for a much older audience and stuff that's really geared towards 5-year-olds. Buzz Lightyear is for little kids. It's an animated movie of a in-universe real guy based on a toy from a movie about a toy from the 90s. It's really hard to even talk about it at this rate because it's so confusing, but That's really what it is this shit does not belong in Lightyear, not because of any hatred or bigotry, it's because it just doesn't go. It's like if you're trying to make a cherry pie and you decide to put chicken and, I don't know, arsenic in it. You're gonna eat it? No. Who's gonna eat the arsenic? That's what this is. The ideology that Disney wants to throw into their films is just arsenic. It's poisoning the food. It's poisoning the well. It's poisoning the brand. Look, every year there's one of these Pixar movies, and every year we talk about the gay kiss, the same-sex relationship, and that blah, 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 and how these movies aren't performing to the way that they used to. I wonder what it is. Is there a correlation? Probably. But people don't want to talk about that because it's so important to seem progressive in a certain way publicly, and Disney has really hung an anchor around itself. The USS Progress is going down faster than the fucking Titanic, but it doesn't matter over at Disney. The House of Mouse, it doesn't care. It's insulated it with the goodwill of the fans and all the goodwill and feelings of this community and that community and everybody that's not coming out to see your goddamn movies. Everybody loves to blame the pandemic, and yeah, that changed the world, but people are still going to see movies. Top Gun, billion-dollar picture. Spider-Man, billion-dollar picture. Doctor Strange, close to $1 billion picture. There are movies out there that are making big dollars, big bucks. It's not just the Marvel and Disney ones, because Disney is cashing in on the same old shit. Old IPs, weird views, slap them together, people aren't watching. Did you get some kind of allegory for bisexuality when you watched Pinocchio? No, you did not. Did you get an allegory about gender when you watched The Lion King or A Bug's Life or, I don't know, Bambi? No, you did not. It just doesn't fit the Disney brand, and it's only hurting one person. Well, one company, Disney. And again, I don't care if a mega corporation loses money. I'm not a stockholder. I never will be. But I am a moviegoer, and I like to keep an open mind in terms of genres, and, even movies that are geared towards a younger audience I'll still watch, like Soul. But I didn't go see Lightyear for a multitude of reasons. I personally thought the movie failed because it was a stupid plot with a pointless movie. Really, that's what it is. Nobody understood what it was here. And around the world, they're not watching it because of that kiss, that relationship. So Disney has essentially made a movie for no one. No one's really watching it. And the people that are going to watch it abroad, isn't it weird that a Disney movie that's G here is 18 plus around the world? And the conversation about what's acceptable in different locations, that's interesting to me. But as a big multinational corporation, wouldn't you focus on, I don't know, the entire world instead of trying to make the world think the way you do? Maybe you'd focus on producing stuff that would appeal to the way everyone thinks. They say you're not supposed to pander to your audience, and I agree with that to some degree, but you also don't need to indoctrinate your audience. That's what's happening here. Disney's trying to present something bigger than it truly is. They want to show a slice of life from the future, from the past, anywhere. It doesn't matter. They want to show representation. Well, we've reached the tipping point of representation. Over-representation. Everybody's got a gay uncle. Everyone's got a gay aunt. Everyone's got this friend and that friend, and everyone's diverse. It's like, based on the Disney statistics, 65% of the population is gay, 95% of the population is black, and 100% of the population is fucking stupid. Because the Disney world that they live in is so misguided. Nobody outside of that corporation thinks what they're doing is wise, smart, entertaining, or good. That's why no one's there to watch it. This Lightyear film could have made more around the world, but here it was a stupid, unwanted film, and there it goes against their beliefs and views. And so maybe a company that focuses on theme parks, toys, video games, overpriced food, and really shitty merchandise should focus on those things instead of trying to change the world and change the way people think. No matter what, even if I agree with the messages or disagree with the messages, it's not Disney's place to put those sorts of messages in their entertainment. If you want to present yourselves as family entertainment, then be for the family. And don't ever have the audacity to think that you get to teach the families better than the families teach themselves. It's not your job, Disney. It's not your responsibility. It's not the responsibility of anyone in Hollywood to tell you how to think, act, believe, whatever. They're here to work for your dollar, not the other way around. So let's keep reminding them of that and not support this bullshit. Thanks for watching today's video. Yes, it's over, but don't cry because there's more, a lot more from World Class Bullshitters. And there's only one way to get it. Hit that subscribe button below. When you do that, you'll get notifications and updates from World Class Bullshitters every time we go live. Basically, you won't miss anything. And if there's one thing I hate, it's FOMO. But the thing most people hate more than FOMO is fear of missing out on World Class Bullshitters, because there's just some things you can't undo. So folks, do yourselves a favor and never miss anything from World Class Bullshitters. One last thing before you go, hit the thumbs up button. Not for our egos, no, they're big enough as this, but it does help us fight the algorithm here, and well, it's man versus machine, and that's the real fight. But if that's not your battle, that's okay. There's one last way you can help WCBS, and that's going over to shopwcbs.com, picking up a t-shirt, a beer glass, a sweatshirt, a poster, all sorts of ways to back WCBS. The difference between us and other YouTube channels is I'm the artist that makes all this stuff, so if you enjoy art beyond t-shirts, you can even read our comic books. We got it all. We're called the epitome of pop culture for a reason, and no, again, it's not for our egos. So folks, make sure you're involved with every aspect of World Class Bullshitters, not just for us, but do it for yourself. We're making the change in entertainment everybody out there wants to see. And a special thank you goes out to all of our wonderful patrons who make this content possible. Go to patreon.com/worldclassbs to get involved and help out the channel.